rivals, the Border Brothers, attempted murders, robberies, assaults, and shooting. In neighborhoods of Central and East Oakland, residents and businesses have been caught in the middle of a decades-long firefight between this gang and its main rivals, the Border Brothers and the Norteños. The Norteños...
Hey man, you already know what it is, man. John the Hitman. Diesel. Let's go. Straight to it. But before we get going, bloop, 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 notification, all that. So when I'm on, you're gonna know that I'm on, right? Boy, let's go. Again. So the most hated Norteño from Oakland. Again, right? Most hated northerner. I already did one where I mentioned Gumby being one of the most hated. Yeah, one of the most hated. There's a few. And for today, and a lot of people can agree with me, right? Because we're no longer banging against each other, and a lot of us are dead or doing life in prison. But a lot of us are free. Some of y'all on the channel watching my channel now. I love y'all, boy. For real. I'm glad we made it through that era, man. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to all them, man, because it's hella motherfuckers out of Oakland that was about this. You know what I mean? But, and I'm not doing this like glamorizing or being braggadocio about it. Nah, look, I'm just telling you true crime, telling you my story and what I went through, right? So I'm not on here because I want to sit here and say, yeah, man, gang banging, yeah. Well, I want all y'all to just become gang members, man. I want all y'all to go out there and catch a case and get busted. Nah. But it does sound kind of hypocritically, hypocritically, nigga making up words as he goes. Hypocritically, right? Be on here, you know, it sounds like we're being contradictory, right? Because we're supposed to be putting out a message, right? Supposedly, that's what everybody says. Everybody always say, oh, I'm just trying to put out a message. Come on, man. You're trying to get a bag at the end of the month as well, right? And everybody always say, I'm just putting out the message so these youngsters can't fall. Man, look, man, for one, and this goes to all the prison genre channels and all the podcasts in the Chicano culture, Latino, Mexican, Salvadorian. This goes to everybody, man. All the Latinos that are on here popping their shit, right? Whether it's podcast, rapping, or YouTube and whatever. Good or bad, because we got some dudes that are no longer participating, supposedly, and then you got dudes that say they're still good, but, well, they walked away on a good note. Right? If you walk away on a good note, you can't say that that man is bad. You walked away on a good note. That's it. Right? But I'm getting the fuck off track, right? So, most of our viewers are not minors. We got a couple minors watching us. The rest are from our age bracket or slightly, give or take a couple years, right? Straight up. And they agree with us because they're from our era, right? And we do got a lot of youngsters that pay attention and be watching, right? There's a couple out there that got game, but they pay attention, they watch because they like to hear history, Chicano history or Chicano history or whatever the story may be, but it's about raza and shit in prison, right? Pretty much. And other bull motherfuckers just up here just yapping, right? Like I am right now, I'm just yapping, right? So, yeah, they be only talking about, oh, I'm doing this to send a message. Man, come on, man. I mean, if that's what you're doing, cool, but I don't think that's what you're doing. I don't think that was your intention from the beginning. I don't think they, oh yeah, I want to come out here and spread my message on something positive. Nigga, get that shit out, man. Real talk, man. Look at my squeaky ass chair, man. Yeah, like Weddle from Sanjo. He cool. I don't even know dude, right? But when Hoodstock's Lucky shut him down, he goes, what, is there a problem with me spreading my message? And like you said, we already did. We just did. Look, man, it's not really a message. It's a story. And people are gravitating towards a lot of our stories, right? But we let you guys decide how you look at it. If you look at my channel for educational purposes, or if you look at my channel to get a laugh or to hear me yip yap, I'm saying whatever, man. Boom, I'm way the fuck off track, man. Get your ass back on. Boom, boom. Let's go. So the most hated Norteño in Oakland. I've done that. I said we did one on Gumby, right? I think Gumby was one from that era. I want to say that he had a lot of influence when it came to this, right? With on the north side, right? Like I said before, he was always up in the front of the pictures. He was always in the middle. You know, he put himself in position so people can look up to him, right? That's the best way I can put it. So on this one, right? You know, we got a lot of trigger-happy motherfuckers, right? We got a lot of dudes that like to play with this. That's all they do. Che from 54th. Oh, and before I get going, mind me, everything that I'm saying on here cannot be used against anybody in court, because all these cases have been resolved, or none of us or none of them are pushing the issue in the courtroom. That's the best way I can put it. Moving on. So, Che, right? Che was America's nightmare. Che from 54th, boy. Shout out to that man. He's free when he shouldn't be. Just like me. Straight up. I'm just saying. There's a lot of people that are roaming the streets right now that shouldn't be free. That God gave us another chance at life. Right? Because for some of the things that we've gotten away with, and to be free, I'm just saying. What about on that removal you went? What if you would have died? Huh? Because a lot of y'all been in removals. A lot of y'all have went on removals in prison. So you know what I'm talking about, right? So what if you would have died on that removal? Ooh, yeah. Think about it. But Che, right? He was Che was a known figure in the Chicano Latino community, the gangbanging culture. He's from the era. He wasn't there at the very beginning. He might have came in like 95, 96, something like that. He might have came around like 95 or around there, right? But when he came into the game, when he popped up into the game, he didn't come in fighting, or he came in dumping. That's how he made his presence be known. Boop, I'm here. And he made sure that you knew that it was him. That mentality right there is like, because a lot of us would do shit like that. We'll commit our crime, and we wanted the victim. We wanted people to know that it was us. See, but back then, the police couldn't really go on, oh, it was him. I mean, they would use that as a lead, but now they got cameras, so they don't really, you're gonna get busted anyways, man. But look, I'm off track, right? So Che, I don't know if he was the leader of his crew, right? But I'm assuming that he was the most influential. 54th locals. And I want to tell you that the gang VOB, their BBs, some of them came from over there. Straight up. A couple of them came from over there, right? But 54th came and went. They came, they just like 3-9. We came and went, right? I'm still there, right? I'm still there on 3-9, right? And there's a lot of shit going on 3-9. There's a lot of shit that has went on 3-9. Watch. I'm gonna show y'all some shit. Like, nah, I'm not gonna say that. But look, so Che was a known figure in the Chicano community, in the gangbanging world, right? And every time you seen him, he was pulling this out, right? And he was letting off, right? And I'm assuming that they would go hunting because they would come to the 90s. He's like one of the only dudes that consistently went over there to our neighborhood and bust at us, right? Now let's get to this part. Has he killed anybody? He's free, man. That's all that fucking matters. He's free. Look, sad, right? Ain't none of my niggas got on the stand and said, yeah, it was him. Or ain't none of my partners pointed him out in court. Not that I know of. But regardless, right? This man would ride up and down in the Bronco. Boy, you seen that Bronco come around the corner, boy, you better take cover. You better take cover, because he's coming. And it's crazy because there was times we'll be at the red light, just chilling, you know, blowing or whatever. He'll just pull up right next to her. Shots going off. It just seemed like he had an obsession on going after us, straight up. I'd like to talk to him. I'd like to interview him one day to wonder what was going through his mind at that time, right? I know what was going through my mind at that time. Like, I didn't give a fuck. I didn't care. Jail, doing life in prison wasn't even on a part of the shit when I know it was part of the shit. But we don't think about that part. We only think about how fun it is to have niggas running or to blow somebody's windows out, right? Or chasing a motherfucker going 50, 60 miles an hour. That's another one. Well, that motherfucker chased me out of the taco truck, man. We pushing, he dumping at us, man. I'm in the Cadillac like this. He's striking, he's blowing my windows out. I'm in the Cadillac ride, he blow my windows out and everything. We pushing, man. But yeah, man, you know, the man was a savage, right? And he sent me a message on here, right? I probably should have asked him before I spoke on this, but I'm not doing anything to harm his current situation, right? I'm not saying anything that's making him look bad, because I can't. I'm just keeping it real. The motherfucker was a gangster.
I don't know his resume behind the wall.
He was really about that. And I think the last time I seen him, I think it was when we got into that black shit at the taco truck where he, you know, chased me out of there, right? Now, hold on now. He wasn't the only one doing this black shit, right? Shit was going on against him too, right? Niggas was going off. But he was like the main rival. And everybody knew about Che. Yeah, everybody knew about Che, right? But when Che disappeared, the whole squad kind of lightweight disappeared. I don't know what's going on with them now. But I don't see anybody over there on 5-4. My grandma lives over there on 5-1, across the street from the elementary school over there. What is that elementary school over there? I forgot the name of it, man. Yeah. So, and a lot of you ex-gang members, right? Can you remember what was going through your mind at that time? Because once you're in the back of that cop car, that's when all these positive thoughts start coming through your brain system, right? To your brain tunnel. Once you're in the back of the cop car is when you start looking towards the consequence, right? Damn, I'm going to jail, man. Please, God, I want to do it again, right? But prior to that, because I know that none of you were thinking about doing time in prison. I know that it was, I know none of you guys ever thought that you were going to do life in prison. It doesn't cross your mind. Especially when you're young, 13, 14, 15. You just want to look good for your older homeboy. You want your older homeboy to brag about you, and you want the opposition to know it was you, right? That feeling that you're so-called putting fear in other motherfuckers when you're going up against motherfuckers that are just like you, to be honest with you. Because that's all that was. He was going up against motherfuckers on that level, right? I don't know where 54s went to. I know there's a few around, right? There's a few around still, right? Living a family life, man, and that's probably the best thing to do. I don't think Che would have lasted any longer.
Because he'd be dead or in jail.
And it's crazy because we know he was shooting to kill, right? We weren't shooting to scare you. Nah, nigga, we was trying to hit you, man. We was really aiming. You can tell where he was aiming at by where the bullet hits. Right? So this motherfucker was really out for blood. Right? Straight up. Like, I'm not saying that motherfuckers were shivering. Oh, we're scared of Che, we're scared of Che. But But we knew that, you know, if we ran into him, just get ready for gunplay. Because it wasn't going to be no fight. It wasn't going to be no standoff yip-yapping. You was going to get dumped on or you was going to dump at us. One or the other. Which is probably both. Every time. Now, this was in the height of the gang-banging era. In the mid-90s. Because that's when it really took off to another level. We would hear about shit that was going down in LA. And all the movies were out. All the gang-banging movies were out. So, a lot of us were still, you know, on some cholo shit, on some gang-banging shit, right? Until the whole shit transitioned. By that time, Che already was left. I think Che might have went and did some prison time. I heard he was locked down for a long time. And then he probably just said, fuck it, look, I made it this far. I need to just let it go. Cause yeah, that man was a sad man, straight up. He was like another ñoño, to be honest with you, another me, or another motherfucking Juanito, nigga. You niggas know? Yeah, this nigga was no joke. We never could have fought. Because there's a lot of times where I fought niggas. Like I fought Chompis from Fruitvale. The nigga that killed the first border brother, and he went to prison and became a paisa. Straight up. I boxed him. He's watching this shit. He's watching my channel. I boxed Bubba from 38, who was another Oakland's most hated. Bubba from 38. He ended up becoming a monster. You got Buddy from Westside Berkeley. You got Los from East 7th, right? You got a bunch of them dudes, right? But sometimes you find yourself in a position where you can go one-on-one with your op. In those days, because that's right, like sometimes, right, just by the luck of the draw, both guys were not strapped. It would be a quick scuffle, right? We had a few of those, right? But with Che, it was never a scuffling situation. Never. Not that I remember. I can't recall where anybody can tell me, hey, we seen Che at the flea market and we got down in a little rumble. I can't recall anybody telling me that they had a fight with Che. I think Ñoño might have caught him one time and might have swung at him or something. I don't know. But I can't confirm that. But from my experience though, and there was never a chance where we could have got down one-on-one. It was never a scuffling situation. When we bumped heads, it was for real. And like I said before, not giving you a specific story, right? But I'm just giving you, you know, some Oakland history, right? And a lot of people will agree with me. Even motherfuckers might get mad on my team. The dudes on my side, they might get mad. Why are you giving them dudes props, right? Well, but that'd probably be the younger cats, right? Yeah, because we went at it with the Northerners more than anything else. The beef between the Border Brothers from Oakland was against the Norteños from Oakland. We started beefing with the Sureños when they came later on, hella later, where most of the killers was already not gangbanging, already locked up. So we don't have too much history versus the Southsiders because they came later. But there is history. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, because SSL, which was a couple streets down from where 5-4 was at. But when SSL came around, 54th was already gone, I believe. Yeah, it was already gone. But yeah, so, you know, I would go into detail about a story with him, but I'm just giving you, you know, an idea. Yeah, you know what I mean? And I'll do a story on the next one because I got plenty of 54th Avenue stories, man. Boy, look, it was out of them or Quince. Man, Quince's still here though. See, East 15th, the Norteños from over there, they still here, right? They kind of died down for a little bit, but they always resurface. 54th ain't resurfaced. I haven't seen anybody pop up again. But 54th and Quince, I want to say were the ones that were doing most of the gunplay in the town, right? Well, everybody was. Everybody was, except they were doing it the most. For real. But anyhow, with that being said, man, I done said way too much, man. You already know what the fuck it is, man. Jan Diesel, man. I'm gone. Bloop, bloop. Notification, all that, man.